Okay, so Alejandro and I are in the kitchen with Marta, who made the fabulous chilaquiles that we enjoyed this morning, and she's going to show us how easy it is to put this together. And first, I think we've got tomatoes, actually fresh tomatoes, and let's just look real quickly and see what we've got in there. That looks like dos serranos, and uno garlic, right? One clove of garlic, correct?
Yeah.
And it looks like just a little bit of onion, right? Onion, right there. And that's 1, 2, 3. 3 Roma tomatoes. So I'll write this recipe down, but this is what we've got so far. And it's just covered with water. And we're going to put that on to boil, right? Like this? Okay. Okay, so Marta says this is the boil we're looking for, a nice full rolling boil, and we're going to take this off and put it in the blender, right? Okay, the salsa is only one part of the chilaquiles, of which there really are 2 parts, and the other part is the tortillas. Now, what we do is we buy corn tortillas, and she's already chopped them up into little triangles, just like this. So you buy your tortillas and you cut them into triangles, and then you fry them. And the thing is, with the frying of the tortillas, you have to make sure that the oil is hot enough, because if it's not, and you put the tortillas in, if you put too many in, you're going to get tortillas that taste like cardboard, or they never will actually absorb the sauce the way that they need to. So the oil needs to be hot, it needs to be at boiling point. Check your thermometer if you want to, but make sure these things are fried until they're crisp. Otherwise, you're going to have some really disappointing chilaquiles. So let's go ahead and fry these babies up. Another thing that I was going to mention too is, you see this pot behind us. This is what I fry onion rings and things like that in. You can certainly use a small saucepan like that, as she's doing, or you can get a bigger pot, I think, and be fine. You'll just use a lot more oil and have to work in batches too. And again, small batches. You see how these are already starting to become brown here. But this, Alejandro, should take about how many minutes do you think for these to cook?
Oh, for this should be like 2 or 3 minutes, not more, because if they get so dry,
2 or 3 minutes.
It's not going to be tasty.
Okay. Okay, you see that color right there? They're starting to get brown. They're not. You see, that's the original. They're not the whitish kind of corn that they were, and they are browning, but they're not there. But they almost are there. They're almost there. This is what we're going for. You see how close we're getting? Okay, now they're finished, and you can see, look at that. That's the color, and we're going to take them out right now. Okay, great. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put the totopos, which is what these are called, these little triangles, in the skillet, back in the skillet, with the chicken. And this is shredded chicken. It looks like she's got about, a cup and a half of shredded chicken. And that again is for 2 orders of chilaquiles. And now we're going to take this over to the oven, to the fire, to the big old burner. And then the sauce is going to come into the story once again. Now see, I would have thought you'd add the totopos to the sauce.
No.
But what do I know? And how long does this cook?
It should be something around like 2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes. And how do you know how much sauce to add to this? Because I guess you don't want to add too much, or they'll
No.
get...
Well,
this is the key, right?
Yeah,
it's a bit soggy if you're not careful.
No, you have to keep them. You have to get them crisp.
Right.
They don't have to get all like wet and everything.
Right.
Because that's not a good way. You can get it in Mexico City like that, but I will say it's not a good chilaquil.
John, hear that? Now, this is really the big key in putting this together and having it be authentic chilaquiles. When you've got your crispy tortilla strips, tortilla triangles, totopos, you don't want to just dunk them into the sauce. You very, very carefully ladle a bit of the sauce over them, because the idea is in the dish they're still a little bit crispy when you're enjoying them. So they're never too soggy. If they are, they're not right. And that's it. 2 to 3 minutes, and that's really it, correct?
Yeah.
And again, I think we were talking about this before. In some areas of Mexico, you might want to add eggs. Right here, we're adding chicken, which is the most traditional way,
Not
right?
really. When you want to put eggs in them, you have to get them ready. Once you're gonna put them on a dish, then you put rather scrambled.
You
or
put the
fried.
eggs. You put the eggs on top, exactly.
Yeah, on top,
Yes.
and you get all the cream
Right.
and all the cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
I've actually had them that way. I think I had them with a fried egg on top.
Yeah, those are very, very
They're very
traditional
nice.
things. Yeah.
They're very nice. Yeah. Okay, that's
They're
it.
ready. Yeah.
Okay, we're ready to then plate this up. Do we have a? See how easy that is. Look, you just slide it right out of the pan. Look how beautiful this dish is, and this is the queso fresco, which is a wonderful Mexican cheese. Now, I've learned to substitute, which I'm sure they would hate to hear here in Mexico. I've had to sometimes substitute with feta cheese, which you can do if you can't get a hold of that. And this is the crema, right? The Mexican crema. Now, as a substitute for this, if you cannot find this in your grocery store, would you use sour cream?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Sour cream, or if you're living in France, creme fraiche, and then just a little bit of parsley, maybe cilantro too, if you like, as a garnish. And there you are. Look at that. Thank you both, Alejandro, and thank you, Marta, so very much for sharing your time and your recipe with us. And I'll be posting this recipe and the recipe for chilaquiles with salsa verde on the website. Ready. Today I'm in the kitchen with, okay, stop, we're not in the kitchen yet, are we?